So, apparently...
First off, I believe Kevin Durant is in a relationship.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't think he is, though.
Okay, if he is in a relationship, I would like to start off this by saying black men don't cheat. Okay, go ahead, Gene.
Because it's confirmed he went on a date with this woman.
Okay,
so
but black men don't cheat. I just needed that to be out there. Okay.
Sure, okay. Hashtag black men don't cheat. I'll
okay,
put that in the title.
Come
So, you got Lana Rhoades. I didn't know who Lana Rhoades was. I had to look her
popular
up,
porn star.
but she is a popular porn star.
She was on the Flagrant podcast. She's also in a relationship.
No, she was.
They broke up?
Yeah, it was a toss up because she's pregnant right now. That's so I can finish this segue into this new topic.
I'm invested to this. I watched that whole interview. She was lovely. She's like a funny ass person. Damn.
So Lana Rhoades, porn star. She was dating one of the co-hosts to the I don't know what it's called, but the podcast with Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says the name up here. Actually, let me just go up here.
Yeah, that's
guy.
him.
Yeah.
That's him. He also was on the podcast. Majik.
Yeah, I didn't say it's a weird name. I'm trying to find it right now.
Down.
There you go. Mike
Majlack.
God, okay, I'm sorry. And apparently it wasn't him because I guess they broke up in that time frame and they haven't really been in that involved with each other. Allegedly. All this is allegedly.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If they can't work, I know this is gonna sound like some shit. If they can't work, you can't date a porn star. It's hard. It's too hard for a man. Apparently.
That's the question I want to lead into once we get all this done. So, and then now apparently there's rumors she went on a podcast right here, 3 Girls, 1 Kitchen, and she opened up about how she went on a date with a certain Brooklyn Nets player, and she revealed how the Nets player was a Libra. And what are you looking at me like that for?
3 Girls, 1 Kitchen?
3 Girls, 1 Kitchen.
Now, if I say that.
No, I've been on that for a minute too.
If I say 3 Girls, 1 Kitchen, I'm sexist. What's 3 girls doing in the kitchen? Why is that the name of their podcast? Do they cook?
I have no idea. This is the first time I've ever heard of this podcast.
Okay, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, I don't want to dive too deep into that. That's probably for another time.
And maybe. I'll tell you what, any man who hears that title has been scarred by it. Just the way, anything that says number and then girls and then 1 and then anything, men of my generation are scarred from. We do not need to discuss why. We all know.
Cup?
Yes. And so as soon as I saw 3 Girls, 1 Kitchen, and then you're talking about a porn star, I was like, whoa. Did they need more space than the cup?
That's what I thought too. I was like, bro, this is going to be heavy. How many cups are in that kitchen? What the fuck?
Y'all are savage.
Well, it was 3 girls, so 1, 2, 6 cups, technically.
Okay.
Titties!
Terrible jokes. I need a fucking sound check.
Oh, hey, camera.
Well, anyway, apparently she was a Libra, and Kevin Durant's the only Libra on the team, so it's alleged right now that it might be Kevin Durant. But it's funny because apparently that the date that she did allegedly go on with Kevin Durant was apparently a VIP date to one of the basketball games, and she brought like a friend with her to the date, and she also made it clear that she's not having sex with him. So he was like, okay, cool. And he brought his side piece. Also,
Kevin Durant.
Savage, bro. He's
like
savage.
that, though. He's been on a tear lately. He's like that.
Because it's funny, because that's why she has this comment right here. Like, however, Lana didn't necessarily have much praise for the person or the date in general, calling him boring and saying that he wasn't spicy enough for her taste. Beyond that, she explained that the athlete even brought another woman as a backup date to their encounter. It seems as though things weren't as magical as one would hope on the first date, but that hasn't discouraged the internet from speculating. Apparently, it wasn't the first date, but I really don't know the 2 details. I just think this is freaking hilarious because she's pregnant, and it might be KD's baby.
No, but this was hilarious because she told him she wasn't going to give him no cheeks. But what we talking about here is baby, meaning some cheeks was given. Continue. He still got in there.
Maybe. We don't know.
Allegedly.
Exactly. We don't know. So I guess now that finally all that's done, I guess the question is like, was Kevin Durant wrong? Are we up?
Wrong? No. Kevin Durant is never wrong.
My guy.
Let's start there. Do you know the last time I questioned Kevin Durant? They lost. I know this has nothing to do with
last time we
logic.
talked about Kevin Durant, I was like, nah, he's not wrong at all.
He's not wrong.
Perfectly played it.
They lost to the Clippers. Yes, he was on the Warriors.
Yeah.
They lost to the Clippers one game, and everybody was boosting the Clippers. And the interviewer said, "Are you guys worried?" Da, 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 da. He looked at him and said, "Bro, do you know who I am? I'm Kevin Durant." And he's like, "No, I'm Kevin Durant." So as far as I was concerned, after that, he dropped 50. I was done questioning Kevin Durant. He can do whatever he wants. He brought a backup date and then still smashed the original member of the date eventually. Where did he go wrong?
Maybe.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Where did he go wrong? And Kevin Durant ain't out here saying that he fucked up porn star. He about to play in the conference finals right now.
Mm-hmm.
Big ups to Brooklyn. And he playing for Brooklyn, so he can't do no wrong in my eyes, to be honest with you. And then on top of that, it just doesn't make sense to me. Niggas rarely know do all these guys know their signs for real? Could have been she thought he was a Libra. Could have been a guy, what sign are you? I don't know. I've heard people say Cancer before. Cancer. Like, bitch, you're a porn star. Like, what am I trying to talk? Like,
so, now that you say that, so you're a porn star. So do you think you could ever date a porn star?
Not me.
Not me
Not
either.
actively. She can be an
What do you
active
mean?
porn star.
Okay. So, like, if you would date a porn star, she'd have to quit.
No, she would just have to have quit before me. Wait,
what?
I cannot be the reason she quits.
Gotcha.
I've been trying to really work myself around, like, I don't know, an ego thing. So I don't need her to quit for me, because then there's she can now say, I left this for you. So in a way, like, you owe her, or
it's like leverage or something like that.
Yeah, like leverage. Either way you look at it, it's just not healthy.
Gotcha.
So I would want the person to make the decision on their own, and then I can enjoy all that freaky shit.
I don't know if that's better than me or not, but no, that's a no-go for me. I'm sorry.
Just ever?
Ever. Like, I don't think I could, like, seriously? No. But I could probably, I could engage you in some fun, but after that, like, that's all it is fun.
Yeah, I feel you. I'll tell you this. I don't know that I could, but I would give it an honest try. That's what I'm saying.
You're better than me. I don't think I could give it an honest try. I'm being honest. Like,
I think I'd give it a try. And then be like, it was fun.
It was
but
fun,
I would be safe as fuck.
So
like,
hold
I'd
on,
be
time out.
fucking, like,
Time out.
double wrapping. I'd be taking like, fucking like pills, like some vitamin C pills and shit like that. And I'd be precaution and
So
everywhere.
time out. You guys say that you would give it an honest try, but then you say, but it'll be fun. So does that mean you're giving it an honest try? Because an honest try means you're dating with the potential goal of marrying this woman.
I agree with everything you said. The way he worded it, how quickly he said it was fun. It was like, I'm just telling you I'm giving it an honest try, but really, bitch, come on now. Really, bitch, come on now. No, but I sincerely would give it an honest try up until I realized I could not, is what I'm saying. Like,
if you got there.
Yeah, like,
you'd date her, actually find out if you could.
The me not dating her or me stopping dating her wouldn't be from anything in her past. It would be from something about me that I couldn't deal with. For example, like, I can't deal with people mentioning it when we're out or something like that. Or people running up and saying, "Oh, I love your scenes," or shit like that. Until I've encountered that interaction.
I couldn't handle that.
I don't know.
Yeah, or like, imagine meeting coworkers. And
yeah,
like,
dude,
up,
exactly.
What's up, bro?
I personally could not handle that. I don't think that's an insecure thing either. It's just like, no, like, it's not about the fact that she's had sex with a bunch of men. Like, every man, every woman that's playing in our generation has sex with a bunch of people. Like, that's just something that you have to accept. Like, the whole body count thing, I think, is a dumb argument nowadays.
No,
like,
it's dead.
It's exactly, it's dead. It's just the fact that, like, it's in public. I can just search your name, and I can now see you engaging in those actions. And me as a man, I don't want that for my woman. I just don't. I can't do that. My woman, no.
You know what? I agree with you, because to a certain extent you are allowed to be man and woman. I'm not talking about just any specific gender, be possessive over each other. But that's based on the commitment level, in my opinion. So, like, if you're talking about marriage, you know what I'm saying? That's different. But as far as, like, going on dates and trying to work towards something, I would give it an honest try until circumstances came up that I was like, oh, okay, I thought maybe I would be ready for this. But like you said, you know for sure you can't right now. I'm just saying I don't know yet until the situation. 'Cause I would try my best not to just make it about me, because it's about you when you're coming to that conclusion. It's not about her. You know what I'm saying? She did what she did. the guy came and comment on
what
you know what I'm saying.
That's fine.
But
like,
your choice is to respect yourself and say, I just don't want to, which is respectable. I'm just saying, until that circumstances happens in front of me, I can't say no. That's it.
Because I know it would bother me.
100%. I know right now it would bother me. But is it something I'd be willing to try and work on?
No.
Is my thing.
I wouldn't.
Well, I've also heard that there's like weird implications that come with relationships like that. Like the guys that she dates, well, from like the interviews I've seen with porn stars, the girls that I've seen speak about it, they say like the guys they date expect the same kind of performance that they have in video at home.
That would make sense to me though,
because they're actors, and so like she's like, no, like I'm not always like
sex isn't like that. Man.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not always that person. Some people are, but like some of the actresses are just actors. Like,
so okay, I got a question for you then. So from what you just said about what some porn stars say, do you think then when they have sex privately, do they enjoy it more or like?
Yes.
So I mean, actually, I'm not sure. I still don't know. That's a genuine question. I don't know.
Yes.
And the reason why I asked that question because is there a difference? Because you, like Doc said, I agree too. Like to a certain degree, they're acting. I apparently even found out that when they do those like what are they called? Cream pie scenes or whatever the stuff. It's fake.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Yes.
It's eucalyptus.
Yes,
or the fuck
the answer to all of your questions is yes.
So
when I lived in California.
Oh my gosh, here we go, John. Story time.
There was a porn star. She's actually really popular, so I won't say her name.
I mean, later, just later. later.
I was about to type it from a boy.
Yeah, later.
So, she liked to party. We ended up bumping into her and kicked it maybe for like 4 or 5 months. My curious ass had to ask. And this is a girl that's like on Brazzers, Bang Bros, like she's established. And she was like, she prefers it because it's more intimate. So like that's their kink.
That's what I want.
Their kink is intimacy.
Because
real intimacy.
Because I watched an interview and they interviewed a porn star, not the Schultz one with Lana Rhoades. It was a different one. And they said when they have partners, they have to make certain things exclusive. Like when it comes to intimacy, you can only cuddle with me. You can't cuddle anybody else. Like that specific intimate aspect is just between us.
100%. And that's exactly what she was like. She said it's intimacy. Like they're actually more romantic or more hopeless romantics than the average person.
That like the actual physical act to them is very disconnected because it's just a bodily thing. So to them, the most important part that they cater is the pure emotion of it. And if somebody can hold that emotion, like that's how they show loyalty in that sense.
This is obviously coming from my religious perspective now. Isn't that kind of, let me choose my words carefully here. Isn't that kind of weird to be? I was going to say a different word. I was going to say a different word. Like that was the best word I could come up with.
Said, let me pick my words carefully. And he said, isn't that kind of weird?
Let me finish my thought, and then you can tell me a better word I should have used.
No, I'm not going to correct you. Probably think the same shit.
The ability, because I guess for me, it's I kind of relate to it a bit because I mean, let's be honest here, I was a little bit of a freaking slut back in my college days.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I was a little bit of a slut in my day. So then when I say this, it's a little bit of deflection. I'm going to be real. The ability to disconnect yourself from having sex. Because honestly, sex is the physical manifestation, the physical act of expressing your love for somebody. And then to be able to disconnect that physical act into something as nuanced as masturbating, and then apply that physical act of love to something else, like, for example, cuddling, isn't that, I don't know, weird?
No. I think I think
it's
it's the opposite.
Man.
I think it's the opposite. I
think
your exact sentence should be flipped. I think the weird part is looking for the intimacy in sex.
But that's very intimate. That's why intimacy is in sex.
But why? Because of the physical part. But the intimacy that they're talking about is emotional. And there's not much you can show somebody emotion during sex, but you can also show somebody. That's what I'm saying. The other parts of the relationship are more. They're more opportunity to show actual intimacy than sex. Sex, you can show intimacy one way, whereas in a relationship, you can show it. There's a whole bunch of ways to show real intimacy. You know what I'm saying? Or like listening, maybe a massage, maybe just small things, small gestures here and there. Those are more intimate. So I would think those would be the things that we actually need to value. And the reason
for sure.
the reason why I actually
but
think
isn't it still wrong to then devalue sex then?
No. I do agree. I think it's wrong to devalue it, but I also think we have to balance it too, because if you're not a sex worker, you probably value sex too much, honestly speaking. You know what I'm saying? And so then, like, they've burnt out on that part.
Okay, then I guess my question then changes then. So, obviously there be extremes. You can either value it too much, as we're saying, but then the other flip side be, can you value it not enough?
Yeah, 100%.
And I guess that's where I'm coming from.
Seems like the guy that was arguing monogamy.
Okay.
Remember? You know what I'm talking about? Husband and wife on the podcast?
Yeah, yes.
Boom.
Yes.
To your point, right?
Yes. Okay, backstory. So, husband and wife, I forgot what the podcast name is called.
Fuck them.
This guy. It's a good podcast, actually. I'm sure I remember the name because it's actually kind of dope. Like a married couple with the podcast, and they talk about, I guess their struggles and everything like that, and it's honestly pretty dope. Like, we need to see that so we get an idea of like what. Anyway, so the husband had a question for the wife, which was, why did you ask for monogamy from me when later down the road, or even then, you weren't willing to actually satisfy the sexual needs that I have? So if you're not up for that, then why are we monogamous then?
That's a loaded question.
A little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. And no matter how she worded it, she was wrong. And so she
tried to flip the switch.
And she may be undervaluing sex. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
But from the porn star's point of view, right? Why did you pick me?
Because of the sex.
Boom. So, like, if you can show me in another way, I'm going to give you the sex. The sex is a physical act. If that's just something you want, the intimate part of me is knowing you want it and me giving it to you in the way you want it. You feel what I'm saying? But as far as the sex part that you're doing for me, who's to say what does that do for me? What if that's not the part that I enjoyed the most? Like, the roles are flipped almost for the man and the girl.
Yeah, they really are. I feel like with that other person, especially with the guy, I think this is also the issue that like really, really strict pious people run into with their religions. Is that they put sex on a pedestal and they value it too much that they're rigid about it, and so they treat it like a fucking ceremony, and it's just like, what? Like, no, like you want to have sex, like you're feeling it, like
sometimes
it's not this.
I'm right there with you, no, because I agree. Because honestly, for me, when trying to date, I've noticed that the type of girls I go for tend to be more on the Christian side. But then my issue with that, and it's not necessarily because they're Christians, it's just the type of demeanor, morals, and like just like the way they act. Like, they tend to be more feminine. There we go. That's what I want to get to. I want a feminine woman. They tend to be more feminine. And my issue is pretty much what Doc say. They put it on a freaking pedestal. Like, that's why I when you said balance, it made sense to me, because you can expect it, put it on this too much. Like, it's just like, it's sacred, which 100%. I do think to a degree it can be, but like to the point where it's like you're weird about it, it's like, relax.
Exactly.
And then, but
everybody has a preference.
But the problem is, then I still don't understand the other side, which is it's just something physical. Arguably,
no, okay, this is my
but I'm just with the balance. I guess my problem is I'm just always trying to understand that balance instead of understanding the situation, if that makes sense.
I agree with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I was actually saying something different. So what I was saying was that the intimacy would lead to the physical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not that they don't value it at all, but the way for you to get
always leads. Okay, so
you get what I'm saying?
It still leads to physical.
Yes.
So what they want to enjoy instead of the act of the chase of getting me. It's I guess
they want to know
shades.
You're there for them. I
Gotcha.
guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then once that door's down, then it's like, oh, okay.
But my problem
Heads up, 7 up.
But my problem then is with that logic. Then is eventually you're going to get to the physical, right? And the problem is, but that level of intimacy that you're making me work towards, you're a porn star about it. You record it. You do it. You I don't know. For me, it's like,
I'll say this too. Porn stars still have high sex drives. Even
if it's acting,
so
I think still portraying something in you.
If you're talking about quantity,
I guess
that wouldn't be the problem, because if it's just work for them, like you say or whatever, they'll give it to him as much as he wants. So the number, they can't be the number. You know what I'm saying?
Not like I preface, like, not about the body count, it's just about the product's public.
No, I'm talking about between the couple.
For me, at least, it's like, I don't like that you've been public with the intimacy.
No, I agree with
something
that.
That's private and personal.
I'm talking about your point where it's like, when you're talking about them valuing the intimacy part. once they know you value them intimately, and then they give you the physical part. I've never heard a porn star interview with a low libido. They like to have sex. It's not that they don't like to have sex.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So as far as like, I'm trying to take that part out of your not argument, but your point.
Okay.
That the porn stars still want to fuck. So it's not.
Well, I'm not denying that either.
So what part of it is it that they're not as freaky as, you know what I'm saying? What part of the sex
it's not that
do you think they're withdrawn from with their personal partners?
No, it's not that I don't think they're withdrawn. Like every person, I believe, because all of us desire someone in life. Like we all desire a partner. Who that partner is and all that stuff, like it doesn't matter. Like we all have that innate desire. We want someone. We want our, I'm gonna use the biblical term. We want our rib. For men, we want our missing rib, and for women, they want to find where the rib belongs.
Daddy.
My question then is, I guess, or not question, the issue is just when it comes to that level of intimacy, even though they have a different level of value towards it than I do, because I value it a little bit differently, I guess. That's why it's just hard to know. Like I don't know. Like I would never.
Oh, okay. You're still talking about the point of whether you would do it or not. Okay. No, I literally was asking the question. You answered it. Okay. Because I thought you had moved past from not doing it to why they feel the way they feel.
I think the issue would come in though that like maybe they've never had
fake
intimacy, so they've never experienced it, and so when somebody does give it to them, and this would actually probably, in my opinion, lead them to leave the industry, because at some point, like if they are addicted to a person's intimacy that they're giving them, and the person's not comfortable with them being a porn star, then they might like that intimacy more than their actual work and be like, yeah, I'll do something else, and then they would leave. And so, and that's not like oh, you got to save them type thing. It's just that like you just don't know the person until you actually get through them. And some people, they're just like, no, I'm like addicted to sex, and so I decided to just kind of economize my demon, and this is what I do.
Dude,
and
that's like, funny you say that.
Like that's different. Like, because let me finish my point.
Yeah, my bad.
The thing that like I kind of think about when I see this stuff is the same thing with soldiers. Like they have to disconnect. They go to war. They're not always fucking murderers, but they have to come back and disconnect from their job. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And so you have to kind of like be like, all right, cool. Like they're different people, and when intimacy enters, like they're different people at home. They can go and they can do some crazy stuff, and then come back and still be like a sane person. So you can still approach 100%. Like a porn star with the same mentality. Like they do some crazy stuff, and if you saw it, you would probably be appalled by it. But I mean, that's not who they are 80% of the time, or hopefully who they aren't.
You know what's funny about your point and what it made me think of, Doc?
Well, also, one could argue that the kind of when you kill somebody,
it's a mirror. What Doc just pointed out was you're going to be as bothered by it as much as you value the thing that I'm doing. If I myself don't value sex or see sex as that big of a deal, do I then get as offended by a porn star? You get what I'm saying?
Well,
you don't.
So, yeah.
But if you value sex as a big deal, then what they're doing may offend you.
That's also true. Yeah, because if you're like a complete, like, I would never hurt a single person, and you meet a soldier, you're just like, disgusting.
You kill people. I don't care why.
Yeah.
You kill them. Yeah, I get it. That was a good point. But still, just know you don't need.
No, I just wanted to make the comment when you said that. It's just like I want to make the comment that like one could argue because they go out and do that to level of intimacy that. Like some of the murder documentaries, like when people go murder, to them, it's like an intimate moment for them. Mm-hmm. So it's actually kind of weird that he made that point.
Yeah, those would be the crazy people that you're like, fuck, all right, you have like issues and you're just, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I've been watching Vikings.
I think that's why you would have to kind of
weird
person out.
Vikings were so intimate about killing.
Exactly. Like I'm sorry when you said that, for some reason I just envisioned the show Vikings, and like sometimes when they made that click, it's kind of weird how like
that eagle is very intimate. If you think about it. Even their sacrifices.
The blood eagle, that's right.
The blood eagle is very
that's
intimate.
Some dark shit. We just went
on. Kevin Durant, stop fucking porn stars.
Wow, all that was for Kevin Durant, porn stars.
I mean, don't, because you didn't.
Yo, so thanks for watching a clip of FDT. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, like the clip, leave a comment, and check out our page for more content. Tune into full episodes of FDT. Released every Friday on Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify.
Peace.